looking at going down the route of a bigger turbo, so a Borg-Warner S3 72 SXE. I was like looking it up and then basically tempted to just buy it right away, and then the gearbox decided to do this to me. So well, a bigger turbo is totally off the cards now. But you know, I guess there's no real reason to upgrade that shit until you have a more solid box. But trying to use this fucking thing here. So yeah, I wanted to upgrade that to a 72mm because it's a 60mm now, and then probably put another pump in the tank, and then go all out. But I would have been again restricted by the gearbox anyway, so I guess it's not a blessing in disguise, but something like that. Leave the setup as it is. Makes good power. 620 wheel horsepower is still pretty damn decent. Yes, it's not decent in YouTube standards these days, but in terms of performance on the street, it'll probably give cars with 800 horsepower a run for their money, because it actually comes on boost early and it isn't laggy and has a good power band. So new bride seats that I put into the car not too long ago. Hug you real nice, look real good. Can't complain, looks cool, right? And yeah, so I guess now time to pull the gearbox out. Let's do it. Alright, so on the car here, you got the cool light set up. Thanks Dad for the lights. And there's the R154. Looking through the inspection plate, just undoing the clutch and flywheel pressure plate bolts. I realized that it's so tight up front here that I can't even get a socket in there to turn the crank so I can get to the bolt. So I got to do it the other way around. Got to go from the back here. I'll put that shaft back in here, just so I can put a spanner or a socket on the back here and crank the motor over so I can get to these fucking bolts. So definitely not. I mean, it's a one-person job. It's possible, but it's a lot more work. Yeah, it's obviously as expected. Third gear got totally munched and looks pretty sad. Pretty worse for wear, and then even the other shaft is, oh my god. So obviously it's repairable, but yeah, we'll need a bit of work. Here it is, the gearbox completely opened up and cleaned, so we can see, you'll have a bit of a closer look at the actual gears and the damage that has occurred here. So as you can tell, third gear is very much damaged to the no point of return, and even the obviously the counter shaft here is damaged on third gear as well. So then now it brings me to the point where I'm asking myself, should I spend the time and money to rebuild this current gearbox, which would then mean I have to get a fresh set of gears, so a new gear set. And if I'm going to buy a new gear set, obviously I have to buy a stronger gear set available from PGS or all the companies out there. I think you're looking at about $4,000 to $6,000 just for the gear set, if they're like a strong one that can withstand 1,000 horsepower or whatever. So that is without the cost of actually having somebody put it all together. You're probably looking at about 8K all up, just to have the same gearbox done, which means I can just bolt it in directly and not have to worry about new drive shafts or anything else, no mounts, just put it in as is. The second option was to go down the route of buying a brand new R154, which is available at the moment from Toyota. So if I bought a new box from them, it's about $2,800 to $3,000. Of course, it'd be perfectly brand new on the inside. I just have to swap over my shift mechanism to that gearbox, and then it'll drive. And look, I'm sure it'll probably drive fine for quite a while. But if I want to up the power, I think the gearbox again still becomes the first point of weakness, because again, it's not designed to be withstanding 620 horsepower. You rewind 30 years ago, and that gearbox was only supposed to take like 250, 260 horsepower, actually 230 out of the 7M. And then of course tuners of those days would probably push power limits to about 400, 450, and that was probably crazy in those days. Over here we've got 200 on top of that again almost. So they're not designed to be abused as much as we have been. 30 years of this is actually awesome. So good on you, Toyota, for designing such a good gearbox. But yeah, I feel like that route is a nice potential cheap option, but it's gonna creep up again, and I reckon show its head as a problem when I want more power. Plus I'd have to go to a twin plate clutch if I kept it as well, which is another 2-3 grand. So all up it's around 6,000 for the option 2, 8,000 for option 1. And then option 3, which is a Tremec T56 Magnum or TR6060, or even just a normal T56. that will probably be the route that I'm sort of heading towards now. Yes, it involves a lot more stuff. I have to go new drive shaft, I have to get a kit, a bell housing kit, all the little things to make it work. I'd have to like, you know, use this specialty tool here to beat the tunnel and fit the actual gearbox in place, because it is a bit bigger, or quite a bit bigger, I heard, and probably weighs about 10 kilos more as well. So that option is probably most likely what I'll be doing, given that you can find a used box. If I'm lucky, I should be able to find a used box for about $2,000 to $3,000, and they can take 700 foot-pounds of torque. But yeah, it's a solid gearbox from the factory, the Tremec variety. So maybe that's what I'll do. There's twin plate clutch and all this sort of kit stuff for like $3,000. So if I'm lucky, I can get the kit for $3,000, the gearbox for about $2,000 to $3,000, and then maybe a tail shaft, which is probably, let's say, $1,000. That even means that I'm still kind of on par with the pricing for the other stuff, except I have 6 gears instead of 5, and then just a stronger gearbox all round. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do, guys. You can comment down below, give me some ideas as to